Welcome to the WPS Military and Veterans Health webinar about the Administration tab for providers on TRICAREFORYOU.com. In this webinar, we will show you how to view and add locations or provider records to your user account. We will also show you how to manage all your users, invite new users, and manage pending requests or invites. To begin, type the address www.tricareforyou.com into your web browser, not a search engine. We advise that you not rely on a search engine to get to TRICARE for You. Many of the search results are only indexed pages of the site, not active pages. Once you are on the landing page, click the provider card in the middle. To use your administration tab, you must be logged into your user account. Please log into your user account by entering your username and password, then clicking the blue Login button. When you log into your user account, you will automatically be directed to the Dashboard tab. Click on the Administration tab on the right. There are two different user types, Standard Level and Admin Level users. Administration or Admin Level users have all the same access as standard users, but as an admin, you have some extra duties and responsibilities. Having an admin level user account does come with additional abilities, duties, and responsibilities. Under the additional tabs, you can add more locations to the current tax ID if you bill for more than one location. Please note that TRICARE for You Provider Portal operates the searches and displays under the federal tax ID and physical locations where the patient receives services. You can add different tax IDs and the physical locations for those. You can remove tax IDs and/or locations. You can request address changes to provider records and adjust paper preferences for the explanations of benefits. Note that only admin level users can adjust the EOB preferences for your facilities. Under the other three tabs, you can manage web users, invite web users, review, accept, or decline pending invites, and access requests. You will also be required to approve or decline new standard level access registration requests. To make location updates, first click the My Locations tab. Then click the blue View Location Details button. To request an address change, click the Request Address Change link on the right. If you have multiple location rectangles showing, you must click the link within the rectangle you wish to update. To make an update to the physical location address, complete the form with the new information. Be sure to click the box that you have read and accept the terms and conditions. Click the Save Changes button to submit the update. Please note these requests may take 10 to 14 days to complete. All address updates or record changes are directed to our TRICARE Provider Certification Unit for verification and updating. Also note, this form is only for making physical location address updates. If you need to make a change to your billing or payment address, then you must make the request through the Message Center. If you wish to remove your web access to that location, click the Remove My Web Access link. A pop-up box will ask if you are sure of that selection, just to double-check that you didn't click the link by accident. Click the No, Keep Location Access or Yes, Remove Location Access buttons to complete the action. To add new clinic providers to your facilities, click the Clinic Providers tab. Next, click the green Request to Add New Clinic Provider button. You can also remove providers from locations by clicking the Request to Remove Provider from Location link. To add a provider, complete the form details including the provider's full first and last names, their credentials, and specialty. Also, enter their provider license number, the issue date of their license, and their National Provider Identifier or NPI number. Once the form is completed, click the Save Changes button. These additions will go to our TRICARE Provider Certification Unit for verification and updating. The Web Access Requests subtab under the View Location Details button is a duplicate to the main Pending Access Requests tab that we will explain a little later. To make a change to your Paperless Preference, click the Paperless Preference tab. Read through the note explanation for Paperless Preference, then click in the Yes or No radio buttons. Once you have made your selection, click the Change button to save your change. There will be a recorded list at the bottom of when these preferences are adjusted and by whom. Please note, only admin level users can make paperless preference changes. Please also note that due to processing changes and claims that may be currently in process, the transition to paperless may take up to 45 days. Under the My Locations tab, any user can add other locations to their user account. The location can be one or more locations under a tax ID, or one or more locations under multiple tax IDs, if the user bills for more than one tax ID or facility. To add a location, click the green Request Access to Another Location button. On the Request Location Access page, you will need to enter the tax ID and the zip code for the physical location where the patient receives services. Do not enter a billing zip code unless it is the same as the physical service location. The sub-ID is an internal sub-ID, not a subscriber ID. The sub-ID is not needed unless you have the 4-digit sub-ID from a TRICARE for Life EOB. Once you have entered the tax ID and zip code, click the green Search button. There are two options to add another location to a user account. Web users can click the Self-Authorize or Request to Admin buttons. If you are an admin on these locations, requests will appear in your Pending Access Requests tab. Any user can request and add a location to their current account by clicking the Self-Authorize button. To authorize, the standard level user must enter past TRICARE for Life claim details. If the web user does not have past claim details to self-authorize their access, and the location has an admin level user, then the standard level user can click the Request to Admin button. Note that if the location does not have an admin, there will not be a Request to Admin button available. In those cases, the web user can only self-authorize with past claim details. The Manage Web Users tab allows you to individually manage each user's access. Click the user in your lists, then click the View User Details button. When you click to view user details, you will be taken into the locations that a web user has access to. You can use this area to change that user's access type between standard level or admin level, or remove their location access. You can click the Select All button or filter your search using the drop-down menus. You can also filter to show their current access by any location, their standard access, or admin access. Once you have made your selections to change, click the blue Apply button. If you have an employee who needs access to TRICARE for You, they can either register themselves with past claim information, or you can send them an invite as an administrator. Under the Manage Web Users tab, click the green Invite New Web User button. Fill in the form with the person's first and last names, their email address, and confirmation email address. Next, you need to select whether you want to invite the new user to have standard or administrator level access. Then assign a security code. This code can be between 1 and 50 characters long. For example, it could be as simple as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After completing the invitation form, you must communicate the security code you assigned to the new user. The new user will need to enter this code once they receive your invitation email. Without the security code, they will not be able to complete their registration. Now you can select the locations you want to allow the new user to have access to. If you click the Select All button, you will give that user access to all the locations you have administrator access to. Once the new user completes their registration, they will automatically gain access to all the selected locations. If the new user does not require full access to all locations, you can select certain locations you want to allow them to have access to. Once the new user completes the registration, they will automatically gain access to all of the selected locations. If you did not click the Select All button, you may want to grant certain location access for multiple pages of locations. If there are multiple pages, you can click the Next or Back button on either side of the page number to move forward or backward through your location pages. To complete the invitation, scroll down to the bottom of your location list and click the Submit User Info button. After you have clicked the Submit User Info button, you will see a confirmation that your invitation has been sent. Remember, you must communicate the security code to the new user. The invite system does not send this code to the new user. The person you just invited will receive an email that invites them to go to the trycareforyou.com website and enter the security code to complete the registration. Without that code, they cannot complete the registration. At this point, you can click on the buttons to invite another user, go back to administration, or click on any of the other tabs in the blue bar atop your account. With administrator level access, you will have green attention boxes that appear near your Administration tab, the Pending Access Requests tab, and the My Pending Invites tab. This alerts you that you have requests and pending invites to monitor and manage. The Pending Access Request feature allows the admin to monitor and manage access requests. The requests are a little different than inviting a new user. These requests are from existing user accounts who tried to add a location but did not have the information needed to self-authorize their access, so they clicked the Request to Admin button. The Request to Admin button will send a request notification to all admin level access users for that location. Admin level users will also have a green alert indicator box that they have pending requests or invites to manage. Managing pending access requests is easy. Admins have two options. You can use the Accept All, Reject All buttons to manage all requests at the same time. You can accept or reject individual requests in the users row to manage tighter access. The users will receive notification once you make your selections. You will see a list of all the new users you have sent an invite to, the date you invited them, and the locations you invited them to. The invites appear because the users have not yet completed the registration process. There will be a red indicator of when the security code will expire. If the new user does not complete the registration before this date, you will have to create a whole new invitation, not just a new security code. Click on the Registration Requests tab under your Administration tab. If there are any standard level access requests, the names and buttons to approve or decline will appear here. If you recognize the registrant, click the Approve button. If you do not recognize the registrant, click the Decline button. In review of administrator duties, we showed you how to manage locations you have admin level access to, manage web users, including sending registration invites, manage pending access requests, and manage your pending invites. Thank you for watching. This concludes our webinar presentation for Provider Admin Duties on trycareforyou.com. We hope you enjoyed this presentation and found it useful. This presentation will be added to the tutorial or webinar portion of our portal in a few days. Please follow and like our social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.